Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back to finally close out my August monthly budget. So this is going to be an August results video, and yeah, I already have my stickers laid down and I already started writing, or I already wrote out my categories, and of course made dashes on the rollover section here. So I think I'm pretty much all ready to go. I am going to lastly just quickly on camera lay down my payday no spend sticker, so then that way I can count how many no spend days I had in the month of August. And I'll just go ahead and write it down here or up there. Just realized that I didn't end up putting any payday stickers pretty much the whole month of August, so I'm just gonna go in and lay these down. So my shop gets paid every Tuesday. Last one on the 31st, and then I am going to, I guess, weekly check-in for the last 2 weeks, and that would be from the 23rd until the 29th, and then the last 2 days of the month. Not sure why I did it like that, but okay, this is the last payday sticker. Yes, I think so. So let me count them up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 no spend days, which is pretty good. 12 no spend days in the month of August. I'm trying, if you guys can't tell, to go really fast with this so that way this video is not super long. So I'm going to weekly check-in for week 4 first, and then I'll move on to week 5. So from the 23rd until the 29th, I actually don't have any grocery spending. I don't think I bought any groceries at the end of the month, and I mentioned this in one of my videos that I was going to save my money and probably go to Trader Joe's, but I didn't end up doing that before the month ended. So what I was going to do was use it for like the very beginning of September, but I ended up deciding that I wasn't going to do that, and that I was going to leave groceries as it was for this month. So I should be under budget by quite a bit, I believe. So I know for sure I didn't spend anything. Yeah, so remaining last week I had $50.34, and I guess I can go ahead and write it out for, oops, for week 5 as well. Okay, then I don't think I had any spending for household either. No, because household was on the fog sticker, so 0 once again. And remaining I had $6.35. 0 and $6.35. Now for eating out, I do have 2 expenses. On the 28th, one for Poke Bar, that was $14.13, and then Starbucks for $10. I reloaded my Starbucks card, so in total that is $24.13 spent. And the week prior I had $26.84. That remaining on at the end of week 4 I had $2.71, and then I don't think, no, I didn't have any other expenses for eating out the last 2 days, so the remaining is going to be the same. Next, for allowance, I did have 2 expenses here with the yellow stickers. We have one for nails, which I did end up getting my nails done again on the 24th. I believe the day before that was on the 6th. And since I didn't have as much beauty money to cover for these nails actually, I went ahead and took some money out of both my beauty as well as allowance cash envelope. So I'm going to go ahead and check off my allowance. So I spent $73 for nails, and then $17 for boba, this boba, I believe I ended up going with my friend Kenya, and it ended up being a little bit more than this. So the rest of the money I took out of one of my sinking funds, which I'll show you guys in a second. So in total, I believe I spent all of the allowance money I had. Yes. So I spent $90 out of allowance, which meant that I did not have anything left, since that is what I had left over the week prior. And then zeros, all around zeros here for week 5. Then next for beauty, I have one expense here for my nails as well, which I just explained. So $57 spent for nails from my beauty envelope, which means that I have $95 cents remaining. And then nothing came out on week 5. So this is what I ended with at the end of August. Then for gas, I did have one expense. Oh yeah, so I think it's going to be all around zeros for the last 2 days. Yeah. So I spent $45.75 for gas on the 29th, and I had $56.26 remaining the week before. So that means that at the end, pretty much at the end of the month, because I didn't pump after that, I had $10.51 remaining. And then last but not least, I actually didn't have any unbudgeted expenses for this month. Those would be on a red sticker there. Yes, no. So I'm going to mark that. Yeah, so everything was a zero on week 5. That's so funny, but that is what happened. So those are all of the remaining amounts that I had for my categories that I like to weekly check in for. Now, before I go ahead and input these numbers in my monthly budget spread here, I'm going to bring you guys to my sinking funds pages right here, the sinking funds and transaction log, and I'm going to go ahead and close this out with you guys on camera. So the first thing I did there was take a picture so that I know, and this is typically when I like to add any remaining allowance money from my envelopes, but as we just saw, I did not have any left, so this is just going to be 0. And since I have all of my numbers here now, I can go ahead and total these up. So I started with $3,616 with 16 cents. And then what I added this month was $876. And now let's go through each one of the categories and see how much I spent. First up, for adventures, I spent a total of $308 with 19 cents. So I'm going to add the beginning plus what I stuffed the envelope with, and then subtract the $308.19, which leaves me with $43.02. Then for allowance, I actually did spend $15.50. Oh, I didn't show you guys this, but let's see. On the 24th, I took out money from my date night, or like girls' night sinking fund. I spent $13, and that was the remaining amount for boba with Kenya. Then on the 29th, I used $15.15 and 50 cents from my allowance for some tiramia. My friend Karen was moving out of her apartment, so I just went ahead and bought us some tiramia coffee. Then on the 30th, I have 2 transactions, one for clothing. I bought some things from eBay, and that was $40.91. And then I also had to pay for my electricity bill, which since I had around 33, or I had $33.16 in there, I went ahead and took out all that money and paid for my utility. Of course, this is way much more than that, but this was what I had in that fund. So the difference, of course, I went ahead and put in right here on my fixed expenses for electricity. I know I had left this blank because I still didn't know how much I was going to pay. So I actually ended up paying in total $224 for electricity this month, which is crazy, but I think the main reason was because I had to pay for a deposit for it. So yeah, pretty crazy. But those were all of my transactions for my sinking fund. So now moving on, like I mentioned, I did spend $15.50 from my allowance. So remaining I have 58 cents, guys. Next, I have car maintenance, not spend anything, so I am ending with $200. Zero for car payment. All of these right now are zeros, so I'm just going to go through these really quick. Ending with $373 for car payment. $194 for car tags, $941 with 50 cents for Christmas. For clothing, I started with 70 cents and added $75. And let's go ahead and see, minus 32, 40, 91. I ended with $2.79. Which means that I spent $72.91. Then zero for Costco, so ending with $40. Date night, let's see how many expenses I have. $34.06 and $13. I spent $47 with 6 cents. The ending I have $2.94. Then I did spend the $33.16 that I had in this electricity sinking fund, so this ends with 0. For entertainment, I actually did not spend any money in the month of August, so ending I have here $51. For gifts, I didn't have any birthdays this month, so I ended with $150. Then for medical, I also did not have any transactions, so ending I have $464 with 22 cents. Then I do have a few transactions from miscellaneous. I'm just going to total them up. And those were $36.11. So minus the $40.29 and 20. That means that I have $24 with 18 cents remaining. Of course, we have zeros for my Peru trip, as well as for rent. So ending I have $292 for rent. And those are all of my numbers. Let me go ahead and total up how much I spent from my funds. In total, I spent $512 with 93 cents. And I am ending with $3,979 with 23 cents. All right, so these are all of my sinking fund totals. I'm so happy that this is now done, and all of these numbers should match up to the beginning numbers in my September sinking funds. I'm actually going to check really quick to make sure that they do, and they do, so that is perfect. Moving on to closing out my actual budget spread now. Before I go ahead and show you guys this, I did want to mention something really quick. I did have one more source of income in the month of August, which was for Amazon affiliate links. So I did go ahead and added that onto my sources, as well as I had one more shipping charge of $9.83. Aside from that, I didn't have any other business expenses. So this is pretty much all good. So now I want to move on, and oh my god, I don't think I mentioned, I'm going to talk about it in a second, but I don't think I mentioned this last expense here, which is, as you guys can see, an other little sticker, which what other means is just an expense that I don't necessarily weekly check in for, but that I do have a category in my budget. And this time it was for haircut, which I don't know if you guys can see, I don't know if it's in focus or not, but I did spend $125 for a haircut or a trim. I guess I won't talk about it too much, I just wanted to mention it, but I decided to get my hair washed and to get it curled after my trim. My camera cut me off, but yes, I had only budgeted $75 for my haircut, and it ended up being $50 more. So yes, this is my real life. Okay, moving on. I'm going to go ahead and put my actual numbers for my variable expenses here, which the only category that I won't be rolling over for the next month is going to be groceries. So I was actually under budget by $50.34. which means that I only ended up spending $149 with 60 cents. So once again, my variance was $50.34. As for these four categories, I'm going to go ahead and write the actuals as the number that I budgeted for them, since I'm going to be rolling over the amount, even though, of course, I only have like $6 for household and like $2 for eating out. I'm still going to roll that amount over because that's what I've been doing the past few months. So let's write 150 here, 100. I actually did spend all of my allowance, so that's why I didn't roll anything over for my allowance sinking fund, or towards my allowance sinking fund. Then 250 for beauty. Now for gas, I ended up spending $89 with 49 cents, which was under by $10.51. So I did pretty good with the budgeted amount for gas for this month. Then next for phone bill, I'm going to look at my monthly view for these few. I spent $71.81, which means that I was under budget by 19 cents. Then for my internet bill, that actually ended up being $85.93. So I was over budget by $10.93. And I'm just using the same marker that I was using to check off the budget expense stickers. Now once again for haircut, that ended up being $125, which means that I was over budget by $50 in this category, which this actually is going to break even. No, I'm going to be a little bit under budget. Let's go ahead and check actually. Give me a second. Okay, and then for unbudgeted, the actual was 0 because I did not have any unbudgeted expenses. So let me total up the amount spent. Okay guys, so my actual was actually $1,096 with 89 cents. Do you guys see the numbers here? So now I'm going to take a look at my variance. So I'm going to add the positives first, and then subtract the negatives. Guys, I was under budget by 11 cents. This is actually so funny to me. Well, I'm glad that I was under budget on groceries, because otherwise I would be over budget by a lot, especially with the haircut here. But I honestly can't believe this, but okay. I'm not gonna question it. next thing I'm going to do is going to be write down my fixed expenses, so the budgeted and the actual amounts here. So what I would do, or what I will do once I turn off my camera, is write down my expected and actual income that I had coming in this month and subtract all of my expenses, so my variable and my fixed expenses, from that income. And whatever I have left over, I am going to go ahead and bring it to this piggy bank, which would mean that that money is going to go towards savings. Savings are my goal as of right now. As you guys know, I did put a stop to my debt snowball just because, of course, I had to move out. And so my priorities have sort of shifted a little bit the past few months. But with that being said, I think, yes, that is all that I have for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, as always, please do not forget to give it a huge thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already. And hopefully I will see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.